ask me why I stay, you just let me find my way. When my voice curls into hush, you don't meet it with a push. I don't show the whole of me, but I open gradually. Every quiet step I take feels like something you don't shake. This is what I keep when no one knows. Not a secret, just how slow it grows. If I move without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a truth I have to name, just a pulse beneath the frame. This is what I keep when no one knows. Soft but steady where it flows.
You don't rush me toward acclaim, you just warm the parts that came when I turn to face my past. You don't ask how long it lasts, I don't draw a final line, but I stay when hearts align.
Every silence forms a space where I choose my resting place. This is what I keep when no one knows. Not a secret, just how slow it grows. If I move without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a truth I have to name, just a pulse beneath the frame. This is what I keep when no one knows. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is what I keep when no one knows, even drifting where it goes. If I step beyond the night, know you steadied what felt tight. Not a vow I must defend, just a truth that doesn't end. This is what I keep when no one knows. Quiet roots that still compose. You don't ask me to decide, you just walk along my side. When I drift to quiet ground, you don't follow every sound. I don't name the spark I feel, but it moves in something real. Every silence holds a thread to the words I left unsaid. I walk beside what stays. Open wide when my hands don't move to hold. You don't say the warmth is cold. I don't rush to trace the frame, but I show up all the same. Every quiet step I take feels like something I can make. In the tone. I walk beside what stays through the long and quiet haze. If I part into the night, know your warmth still holds me right. Not a promise to remain, just a love that skipped the pain. I walk beside what stays. You don't reach to make me speak, you just meet the quiet peak. When I sit with folded thoughts, you don't read the tangled knots. I don't spell the meaning now, but it grows beneath my doubt. Every silence in the room gives the hesitance a bloom. This is the breath before the words arrive. Not a rush, just staying alive. If I lean without a claim, it just means I trust the frame. Nothing forced or set to prove, just a gentle way I move. This is the breath before the words arrive, when my quiet starts to thrive.
You don't frame me by my pace, you just honor where I trace. When I choose to slow a turn, you don't question what I learn. I don't raise my voice to show, but I answer as I grow.
Every moment left unsaid holds a truth in gentle thread. This is the breath before the words arrive. Not a rush, just staying alive. If I lean without a claim, it just means I trust the frame. Nothing forced or set to prove, just a gentle way I move. This is the breath before the words arrive, when my quiet starts to thrive. This is the breath before the words arrive, where my guarded parts revive. If I step into the dark, know you glowed against the spark. Not a promise carved in stone, just the truth I call my own. This is the breath before the words arrive, still becoming, still alive. You don't ask me to explain, you just stand beside the rain when my voice turns small and slow. You don't ask where it should go, I don't open every part, but I walk with softened heart. Every quiet breath I hold feels like something slowly told. You are closer than the words I choose. Not a thing I have to use. If I speak a beat behind, it just means I trust the mind. Not a truth I must define, just a pull beneath the line. You are closer than the words I choose. Silence doesn't mean I lose. You don't press me into bright, you just sit through softer night. When I drift, I'm at my past. You don't ask how long it lasts, I don't rush to shape the start, but I show the quiet part. Every pause that holds the room lets a deeper thought closer than the words I choose. Not a thing I have to use. If I speak a beat behind, it just means I trust the mind. Not a truth I must define, just a pull beneath the line. You are closer than the words I choose. Silence doesn't mean I lose. If I walk beyond your side, know you steadied how I ride. You are closer than the words I choose. Even when I step and bruise. If I wander through the dark, know you guarded every spark. Not a vow I must repeat, just the truth that walks my feet. You are closer than the words I choose. Stay quiet. You don't ask me to define, you just stand beside the line. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't call the quiet weak. I don't name what starts to form, but I feel a subtle home. Every moment left unclaimed holds a truth that can't be framed. Nearness without a name, not a vow, not tied to blame. If I stay a silent mile, it just means I trust your style. Not a shape we have to own, just a place the heart has grown. Nearness without a name, still it feels the same. You don't question where I go, you just move in gentle flow. When I pause to find my place, you don't rush to fill the space. I don't speak in sharpened lines, but I'm present in desires. Every breath I let unfold writes a story soft and bold. Nearness without a name, not a vow, not tied to blame. If I stay a silent mile, it just means I trust your style. Not a shape we have to own, just a place the heart has grown. Nearness without a name, still it feels the same. Still it feels the same. If I leave to walk alone, know you softened every tone. Nearness without a name, still I show up just the same. If I wander from your light, know you shape the quiet night. Not a promise etched in stone, just a warmth I call my own. Nearness without a name, lingering beyond the frame. You don't ask for where I've been, you just stand beside my skin. When I trace my thoughts alone, you don't need them fully shown. I don't spill the deepest part, but I move with open heart. Every pause that holds the room, that's a quiet truth resume. These are the quiet places I return to, not demanded, not overdue. If I take the slower pace, it just means places I return to. Every time I move toward you, you don't rush me in the bright, you just stay through softer night. When my hands don't reach to hold, you don't say the warmth is cold. I don't name the shift I feel, but it settles into real. Every breath without demand lets me choose where I will stand. These are the quiet places I return to, not demanded, not overdue. If I take the slower pace, it just means I'll trust the space, not a promise written clear, just the way I choose what's near. These are the quiet places I return to. Soften next to you. These are the quiet places I return to, even far from sharing you. If I drift beyond the light, know you held me through the night. Not a vow that must remain, just a truth that is not strained. These are the quiet places I return to. Gently carrying you. You don't ask me to begin, you just sit beneath my skin. When I drift through quiet thought, you don't chase what can't be caught. I don't carve a promised start, but I offer where I part. Every silence turns to light when you hold it just right. We find the softest part of here, where the world is less severe. If I lean without a plan, it just means I know I can. Not a vow carved in the stone, just a truth I call my own. We find the softest part of here, where we breathe instead of steam. You just stay beside what's near. When my hands don't reach to hold, you don't say the warmth is cold. I don't speak to draw the line, but I show up by design. Every pause we learn to keep holds the place we finally speak. We find the softest part of here, where the world is less severe. If I lean without a plan, it just means I know I can. Not a vow carved in the stone, just a truth I call my own. We find the softest part of here, where we breathe instead of steer. If I walk the night alone, know you change my undertone. We find the softest part of here, even when you disappear. If I fade beyond your sight, know you held my fragile night. Not a promise held in fears, just the way the truth appears. We find the softest part of here, where the quiet feels sincere. You don't tell me who to be, you just stand and let me see When my voice arrives in breaths, you don't measure what is left. I don't open every page, but I step outside the cage. Every quiet shift in me feels like room to simply be. This is a shape I take when safe, not a rush now when in a race. If I move a beat behind, it just means I trust my mind. Not a truth I shout aloud, just a space where I allow. This is the shape I take when safe, soft enough to show my grace. You don't wait for me to fix, you just breathe between the ticks. When I walk the slower turn, you don't grade what I still learn. I don't shine and prove I care, but I stay because you're there. Every pause I choose to keep writes a path beneath the deep. This is the shape I take when safe, not a rush now when in a race. If I move a beat behind, it just means I trust my mind. Not a truth I shout aloud, just a space where I allow. This is the shape I take when safe, soft enough to show my grace. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is the shape I take when safe, even moving in a space. If I drift into the dark, know you lifted every mark. Not a vow I must repeat, just a truth beneath my feet. This is the shape I take when safe, and I carry what we made. You don't tell me to explain, you just sit inside the rain. When my hands don't reach to hold, you don't say the warmth is cold. I don't name what starts to rise, but it lives behind my eyes. Every silence turns the key on the parts I never see. I choose the quiet way through, not to hide just how I move. If I speak a word too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a vow I need to prove, just the way my shadow suit. I choose the quiet way through. Still I'm choosing you.
You don't rush me in the clear, you just breathe beside my fear. When I turn to face the past, you don't ask how long it lasts. I don't shout to make it real, but I show in how I heal.
Every pause becomes a door to what slowly forms as more. I choose the quiet way through, not to hide just how I move. If I speak a word too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a vow I need to prove, just the way my shadow soothe. I choose the quiet way through. Still I'm choosing you. If I walk the road alone, know you softened every stone. I choose the quiet way through, even far from sight of you. If I drift beyond the light, know you held me through the night. Not a promise carved in You don't ask me to be clear, you just stay when I'm near. When my voice turns small and thin, you don't push to pull me in. I don't offer all at once, just in slow and honest fronts. Every hush I choose to keep holds a truth beneath the deep. These are the things I dare inquire, not a rush or loud defiant. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a promise carved in there, just the way I start to care. These are the things I dare inquire, barely spoken yet they're right. You just let me find the groove when I rest instead of rise. You don't search behind my eyes, I don't speak to mark the start, but I show a braver heart. Every breath I let unfold writes a line I never told. These are the things I dare inquire, not a rush or loud defiant. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a promise carved in there, just the way I start to care. These are the things I dare inquire, barely spoken yet they're riot. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. These are the things I dare inquire, even when I don't deny it. If I step beyond the night, know you shade my gentle light. Not a vow that must be said, just the truth I walk instead. These are the things I dare inquire, slow but honest if you try. You don't ask me to be sure, you just let me shift and cure. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't ask what that ensures. I don't open all the way, but I move a bit each day. Every quiet space you leave makes a place I can't believe. This is where I can love at my speed, not in urgency or need. If I speak a breath too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a promise carved to show, just the way my feelings grow. This is where I can love at my speed, moving soft but guaranteed.
You don't pull me into life, you just stay beside the night. When I sift through all remains, you don't ask about the stains. I don't shape the ending clear, but I stay because you're near. Every silence holds a key to a softer version of me.
This is where I can love at my speed, not in urgency or need. If I speak a breath too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a promise carved to show, just the way my feelings grow. This is where I can love at my speed, moving soft but guaranteed. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. This is where I can love at my speed, even when I change the lead. If I drift beyond the night, know you're steady what felt tight. Not a vow that must be held, just a truth that slowly swelled. This is where I can love at my speed. me to be sure. You just meet me when I'm pure. When my steps are out of time, you don't pull me back in line. I don't open every door, but I stay a little more. Every quiet shift I make feels like something real, not fake. This is where my slow heart lives, not in vows or place demands. If I lean without a plea, it just means you're safe for me. Not a truth that needs a crown, just a place that set things down. This is where my slow heart lands, soft but formed by open hands.
You don't rush me into bright, you just hold the gentle night. When I drift through older pain, you don't ask me to explain. I don't speak to seal the start, but I learn to share my heart.
Every breath without a fight turns resistance into light. This is where my slow heart lands, not in vows or place demands. If I lean without a plea, it just means you're safe for me. Not a truth that needs a crown, just a place I set things down. This is where my slow heart lands, soft but formed by open hands. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is where my slow heart lands, even when I change the plans. If I drift beyond the night, know you steady what felt tight. Not a vow that must remain, just a truth that is the strain. This is where my slow heart lands, still held gently in your hands. You don't ask me to unfold, you just sit with what I hold. When my hands stay by my side, you don't ask the part I hide. I don't trace the perfect line, but I meet you over time. Every silence writes a clue to the parts that turn to you. Soft places we didn't name, still they form and feel the same. If I lean without a plan, it just means I know I can. Not a story to declare, just the truth that settles there. Soft places we didn't name, growing gently past the frame.
You don't mark what I don't say, you just breathe a quiet away. When I drift to find my thread, you don't rush what stays unsaid. I don't speak to claim the start, but it gathers in my heart.
Every breath without demand lets me choose where I will stand. Soft places we didn't name, still they form and feel the same. If I lean without a plan, it just means I know I can. Not a story to declare, just a truth that settles there. Soft places we didn't name, growing gently past the frame. If I walk beyond your view, know my steps remember you. Soft places we didn't name, still they steady where I came. If I part into the light, know you held me through the night. Not a vow I have to keep, just a truth that learned to sleep. Soft places we didn't name, stay with me all the ask me to explain. You just sit inside the plane. When my voice falls short of clear, you don't fill in what you hear. I don't open all I own, but I share what's newly grown. Every breath I keep inside finds a place it can reside. To define, you just meet me in my time. When I turn from older aches, you don't ask what shape it takes. I don't name the warming part, but it sings inside my heart. Every silence holds a sign of a shift that once was mine. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. I feel more when nothing's forced, even drifting off the course. If I step beyond the night, know you steady what felt tight. Not a vow I have to keep, just a truth that learned to sleep. I feel more when nothing's forced, and I carry that of course. You don't ask me what I mean, you just stay between the scene. When my voice forgets to rise, you don't search behind my eyes. I don't speak to mark a start, but I move with open heart. Every quiet breath I take feels like truth I didn't make. Soft answers with no questions asked, not a test I have to pass. If I lean without a word, it just means I finally heard. Not a promise to defend, just a space where feelings blend. Soft answers with no questions asked, letting meaning come at last. You don't measure how I change, you just give my heart its range. When I pause instead of show, you don't push for what you know. I don't rush to draw the line, but I stay in my design. Every silence holds a key to the parts that carry me. Soft answers with no questions asked, not a test I have to pass. If I lean without a word, it just means I finally heard. Not a promise to defend, just a space where feelings blend. Soft answers with no questions asked, letting meaning come at last. If I walk beyond your view, know I steady next to you. Soft answers with no questions asked, even moving on at last. If I step beyond the night, know you want my fading light. Not a vow for you to keep, ask me to reveal. You just notice what I feel when I'm moving softer lines. You don't look for sharper signs. I don't rush to say I care, but I show it just by there. Every quiet shift I make feels like truth I didn't break. This is the way small feelings stay, not loud, just finding their own way. If I lean without a call, it just means I trust the fall, not a vow that must be said, just a warmth where I am led. This is the way small feelings stay, growing gentle day by day. Me into whole, you just stand beside the soul. When my hands don't hold too tight, you don't ask me why I'm right. I don't speak to seal a fate, but I show in how I wait. Every breath I don't defend feels like how two edges blend. This is the way small feelings stay, not loud, just finding their own way. I trust the fall, not a vow that must be said, just a warmth where I am led. This is the way small feelings stay, growing gentle day by day. If I leave to walk alone, know you softened every tone. This is the way small feelings stay, even drifting far away. If I step beyond the night, know you shape my quiet light, not a promise carved to last, just the truth that moves the past. This is the way small feelings stay, softly here in their own way. Me to define, you just stand along my line. When my voice is small and slow, you don't rush where it should go. I don't open all at once, just in steady, honest fronts. Every pause that fills the air shows the way I choose to care. Here is where the quiet turns to warmth, not in answers, not in no's. If I leave without a claim, it just means I know your name, not a truth I shout aloud, just a soft return aloud. Here is where the quiet turns to warmth, where I feel my heart transform. You don't measure what I show, you just move with how I grow. When I drift through all the pain, you don't ask me to explain. I don't speak to seal the start, but I share the slower part. Every silence finds its space, like a held and gentle trace. Here is where the quiet turns to warmth, not in answers, not in no's. If I lean without a claim, it just means I know your name, not a truth I shout aloud, just a soft return aloud. Here is where the quiet turns to warmth, where I feel my heart transform. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. Here is where the quiet turns to warmth, even moving back and forth. If I drift beyond the night, know you shape my softer light, not a vow that must remain, just the truth that eases the You don't ask me to confess, you just sit inside the mess. When my thoughts arrive in waves, you don't rush to see what saves. I don't open every door, but I offer something more. Every quiet breath I take holds a path I didn't make. Nothing leaves without a trace, even silence shapes a place. If I stay a step behind, it just means I changed my mind. Not a promise meant to keep, just a truth beneath the deep. Nothing leaves without a trace, every feeling finds its space. You don't measure what I show, you just walk the pace I go. When I turn to face the past, you don't ask how long it lasts. I don't speak to make it known, but I stay in how I've grown. Every hush becomes a sign of a shift that once was mine. Nothing leaves without a trace, even silence shapes a place. If I stay a step behind, it just means I changed my mind. Not a promise meant to keep, just a truth beneath the deep. Nothing leaves without a trace, every feeling finds its space. If I walk beyond your view, know the quiet held me through. Nothing leaves without a trace, even when I leave this place. If I drift beyond the night, know you held my fate in light. Not a vow that must remain, just a warmth that eased the pain. Nothing leaves without a trace, carry gentle through the space. You don't ask me to unfold, you just sit through what I hold. When my thoughts turn inward slow, you don't ask where they should go. I don't name the shift I feel, but it rises quiet, real. Every pause becomes a door to the part I feared before. Edges softened by staying, not by bending or obeying. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a vow I need to trace, just a softer, brighter place. Edges softened by staying, shaped by time, not by persuading. You don't count the ways I change, you just give my heart its range. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't mark that as a weak. I don't rush to make it known, but I move where I've outgrown. Every stillness holds a key to the parts becoming free. Edges softened by staying, not by bending or obeying. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a vow I need to trace, just a softer, brighter place. Edges softened by staying, shaped by time, not by persuading. If I leave to walk alone, know you echoed in my tone. Edges softened by staying, even when the world's decaying. If I'm quiet when I grow, know it's how I come to know. Not a promise to remain, just a soul that eased its strain. Edges softened by staying, light returns without displaying. You don't ask me to decide, you just walk walk close by my side when my steps fall out of beat. You don't pull me to your feet. I don't open everything, just the pieces I can't bring. Every quiet breath I find draws a line inside my mind. This is what softness learns to hold. Not demanding, not controlled. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the weight. Not a truth I have to mold, just a warmth that turns to gold. This is what softness learns to hold. Growing brave and growing bold. You don't rush me in a clear, you just anchor what I fear. When I trace the smaller moves, you don't question how it proves. I don't shout to sound alive, but I still arrive. Every pause becomes a door to the part that wanted more. This is what softness learns to hold. Not demanding, not controlled. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the weight. Not a truth I have to mold, just a warmth that turns to gold. This is what softness learns to hold. Growing brave and growing bold. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is what softness learns to hold, even when the night turns cold. If I drift beyond the dawn, know you're quiet carried on. Not a vow for you to claim, just a truth without a name. This is what softness learns to hold. Still it stays when stories fall. You don't ask me to decide, you just walk close by my side. When my thoughts come slow and thin, you don't push to pull them in. I don't open every door, but I show a little more. Every breath I choose to keep wakes a truth beneath the deep. This is the way my quiet moves, not in shouts but subtle grooves. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the weight. Not a truth I need to prove, just the way my steps improve. This is the way my quiet moves, soft but real in every groove. You don't rush me into clear, you just hold the softer fear. When I pause instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't name the shift I feel, but I show the part that's real. Every silence has a sign of a heart that's learning mine. This is the way my quiet moves, not in shouts but subtle grooves. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the weight. Not a truth I need to prove, just the way my steps improve. This is the way my quiet moves, soft but real in every groove. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is the way my quiet moves, even when I slip and lose. If I drift beyond the night, know you steady what felt tight. Not a vow that must remain, just a warmth that eased the strain. This is the way my quiet moves, living on in softer truths. You don't ask me to decide, you just sit there by my side. when I breathe instead of speak. You don't call the moment weak. I don't open all at once, just in small and honest fronts. Every silence holds a part of a slow and learning heart. You're a thought that doesn't rush, not a storm, just gentle hush. If I'm moving smaller lines, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise carved in stone, just a truth I grow alone. You're a thought that doesn't rush, still you steady what I touch. You don't measure where I go, you just move in patient flow. When I pause to find my way, you don't ask for more to say. I don't shout to prove I care, but I show it staying there. Every quiet step I trace feels like choosing my own pace. You're a thought that doesn't rush, not a storm, just gentle hush. If I'm moving smaller lines, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise carved in stone, just a truth I grow alone. You're a thought that doesn't rush, still you steady what I touch. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. You're a thought that doesn't rush, even when I've had too much. If I drift away from sight, know you shape my gentler night. Not a vow for you to keep, just a truth that learn to speak. You're a thought that doesn't rush, still you follow where I touch. You don't ask me to reveal, you just stay with what I feel. When my thoughts move slow and wide, you don't press to look inside. I don't open every door, but I show a little more. Every pause I let exist holds a truth that I resist. These are the parts I don't announce, not withheld, just slow to bounce. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a promise wrapped in light, just the way I learn what's right. These are the parts I don't announce, still they grow, still they count. You don't rush me into form, you just stay where feelings warm. When I turn to face the past, you don't ask how long it lasts. I don't speak to prove I'm true, but I answer next to you. Every quiet step I trace lets me choose a gentler pace. These are the parts I don't announce, not withheld, just slow to bounce. If I lean without a sound, it just means I trust the ground. Not a promise wrapped in light, just the way I learn what's right. These are the parts I don't announce, still they grow, still they count. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. These are the parts I don't announce. You don't ask me to define, you just stand along my line. When my hands don't reach to hold, you don't say the warmth is cold. I don't offer everything, just the pieces that I bring. Every pause becomes a sign of a truth that's quietly mine. I stay where it feels true, not in wait, I can't undo. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a promise carved in stone, just the way I hold what's grown. I stay where it feels true, and that's how I move towards you. You don't push me into light, you just stand with me at night. When I drift through older fears, you don't measure by the years. I don't rush to draw a line, but I stay when hearts align. Every silence keeps its place, like a held in gentle trace. I stay where it feels true, not in wait, I can't undo. If I speak a beat too late, it just means I trust the weight. Not a promise carved in stone, just the way I hold what's grown. I stay where it feels true, and that's how I move towards you. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. I stay where it feels true, even walking out of view. If I wander into dark, know you tended to my spark. Not a vow that must remain, just a truth that ease my strain. I stay where it feels true, still I carry part of you. You don't ask me to be sure, you just hold me when I'm pure. When my words arrive too slow, you don't hurry where they go. I don't open every door, but I show a little more. Every quiet step I take feels like space I didn't fake. This is where I learn to stay soft, not to bend, not to be lost. If I'm moving muted lines, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise in the air, just the truth I choose to bear. This is where I learn to stay soft, held by what I never crossed. You don't measure what I give, you just meet the way I live. When I drift to guard my past, you don't ask how long it lasts. I don't speak to prove I care, but I stay when you are there. Every hush becomes a guide to the part I used to hide. This is where I learn to stay soft, not to bend, not to be lost. If I'm moving muted lines, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise in the air, just the truth I choose to bear. This is where I learn to stay soft, held by what I never crossed. If I walk beyond your view, no, you taught me how to bloom. This is where I learn to stay soft, even when the light is tossed. If I drift from where you stand, know you steady where I land. Not a vow carved into stone, just a truth I call my own. This is where I learn to stay soft, and I don't walk on. You don't ask me to unfold, you just wait with what I hold. When my hands stay close to me, you don't pull for clarity. I don't open all at honest and small and honest fronts. Every silence finds a way to say more than words could say. This is as soft as I can offer, not a shield and not a buffer. If I lean with quiet signs, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise in a frame, just a truth without a name. This is as soft as I can offer, still it reaches growing farther. You don't measure where I bend, you just stay and let it mend. When I pause instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't rush to mark the start, but I carry what I got. Every gentle step I take feels like something I can make. This is as soft as I can offer, not a shield and not a buffer. If I lean with quiet signs, it just means my heart aligns. Not a promise in a frame, just a truth without a name. This is as soft as I can offer, still it reaches growing farther. If I walk beyond your view, no, I soften next to you. This is as soft as I can offer, even when the nights grow longer. If I move beyond the light, know you held me through the night. Not a vow carved in a stone, just a truth I walk alone. This is as soft as I can offer, still it is becoming stronger. You don't ask me for the end, you just meet me where I've been. When my words arrive in parts, you don't dig for hidden stars. I don't open everything, just the pieces I can bring. Every quiet breath I take feels like steps I choose to make. This is what I let happen slowly, not by promise, not by holy. If I lean without a cue, it just means I trust with you. Not a truth I have to bind, just the shape I slowly find. This is what I let happen slowly, soft but still becoming holy.
You don't chase the pace I keep, you just hold the depth I see. When I walk through older scars, you don't count how far they are. I don't rush to name the shift, but I feel the subtle lift.
Every pause I choose to stay turns a fear a shade away. This is what I let happen slowly, not by promise, not by holy. If I lean without a cue, it just means I trust with you. Not a truth I have to bind, just the shape I slowly find. This is what I let happen slowly, soft but still becoming holy. If I walk beyond your view, no, I open next to you. This is what I let happen slowly, even when I move more lonely. If I drift beyond the night, know you shape my gentle light. Not a vow I must defend, just a truth that doesn't end. This is what I let happen slowly, quiet steps that still feel holy. You don't ask me to explain, you just sit beside the rain. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't draw the final shape, but I'm moving my escape. Every pause becomes a line where the quiet feels like mine. These are small truths that find their place, not in rush and not in chase. If I speak a word too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a promise carved in time, just a step that feels like mine. These are small truths that find their face my past. You don't ask how long it lasts. I don't hold each moment fast, but I know the ones that last. Every quiet breath I take forms a path I didn't make. These are small truths that find their place, not in rush and not in chase. If I speak a word too late, it just means I trust the way. Not a promise carved in time, just a step that feels like mine. These are small truths that find their place, growing slow in open space. It's like walk beyond your space. No, you shape my quieter life. These are small truths that find their place, even when I leave this space. If I drift into the blue, know I carry part of you, not a vow for you to keep, just a truth that learned to sleep. These are small truths that find their place, living slow and gentle grace. You don't ask how far I've come, you just sit when I go numb, when my words arrive in crumbs. You don't ask where they are from. I don't open all I feel, but I show a part that's real. Every quiet shift I make lands like footsteps I don't fake. I change without announcing why, not a promise, not a try. If I move a beat behind, it just means I trust my mind. Not a truth to validate, just a softer move and stay. I change without announcing why. Still it counts, still it ties. You don't rush the way I mend, you just stay and don't pretend. When I sift through older ache, you don't ask what choice I make. I don't name the way I bend, but I show it in the end. Every silence sets a tone for the ways I move alone. I change without announcing why, not a promise, not a try. If I move a beat behind, it just means I trust my mind. Not a truth to validate, just a softer move and stay. I change without announcing why. Still it counts, still it ties. If I walk beyond your view, know I soften next to you. I change without announcing why, even when I say goodbye. If I drift beyond the night, know you held my fading light. Not a vow I have to speak, just a truth that learned to breathe. I change without announcing why. Still it lives, still it flies.